welcome back to the channel. My name is Jamie if you're new here, and today I have got a recipe video, but today is not just any recipe video. Today I am collaborating with my good friend Danielle over at Danielle's Journey. Her and I decided to collaborate on a sourdough making recipe, and I was just thrilled with the idea. So when you are done with this video, go down to the description box. I'm going to leave her video linked down there, so check her out. If you are new to her channel, don't forget to like and subscribe and comment. Tell her I sent you. If you are new from her channel over here, welcome. I'm so glad to have you here, and I hope that you subscribe. Danielle is awesome. If you don't know who she is, she does what I eat in a day kind of videos. She shares her journey with her strength training, her eating, exercises, all the things. I first met Danielle a couple of years ago through Nicole's programs that we have done together, and I'm telling you, this girl will be your biggest cheerleader. If you are on a weight loss journey and you need somebody to cheer you on, she will be that girl for you. I'm telling you. She is amazing, and I just love her so much, and so I am very excited to do this video with her. So don't forget to check her out when you're done with this video. For us today, we are making the sourdough maple bacon biscuits. That sounds delicious. So this is a Pinterest recipe, so I will also link that recipe down in the description box as well in case you want to make it yourself. This is not one of those sourdough recipes where it's going to take you all day into the next day or the day after that. Praise the Lord. This is actually a same day kind of recipe, which is why I chose it, because I got things to do, y'all. So I'm going to go ahead and get some bacon cooked up in the air fryer, because that's my personal preference. I like cooking up the bacon in the air fryer, makes it nice and crispy. But I'm going to lay everything out on the counter and we're going to get to cooking. Okay, like I said, we are doing the sourdough maple bacon biscuits. This is the recipe. Here is a snapshot of the ingredients here. What we have over here is we've got our 2 cups of flour, we've got the baking powder, baking soda, 5 tablespoons of butter, 3 tablespoons of maple syrup, some salt, the buttermilk, which y'all, if y'all see my grocery haul, I was like, what else am I supposed to do with this buttermilk? We already made some buttermilk waffles, and now we're making biscuits. So we got that, and we got our starter. Bacon is almost done in the air fryer. It's got like 1 more minute. When we're gonna let it cool off, crumble it, and we're gonna make sure that we get that in there for a delicious flavor. So here's all of our ingredients. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do in a mixing bowl, we're going to add our flour and our baking powder. Okay, baking soda. I just keep mine in a little container here. Got half a teaspoon going in. I keep all of my salt in the jar. So we got half a teaspoon of salt. Okay, I'm going to get a whisk and mix this up. All right, just make sure everything is well combined. You probably don't need to do this, but it's probably also a good idea. So I'm gonna go ahead and set this aside. I'm gonna go get our bacon that is cooling off. So the recipe calls for a ½ pound of cooked chopped bacon. So we have really big bacon pieces because we butchered our own pig. But just in case you are wanting to know, like if you're using a scale to measure everything out like I am, it's roughly between like 2½ to 3 ounces cooked. Yes, I Googled that. Into the bowl it goes. Mix that all up together with our butter. Now it says, now you want it cold so that you can just grate it in here. I have a pastry cutter, so that's just what I was gonna use, but now I'm starting to think, because of the bacon pieces, I might try out using the grater. So I've never actually done that before, so I think we're gonna give that one a try. So I'm gonna set this aside, grab my cutting board again, and we're going to grate 5 tablespoons of butter. Okay, well, that was a mess. It literally looks like cheese. How funny is that? feel like my butter should have actually been colder. You probably want to do this with it like right out of the fridge, not, or even stick it in the freezer for a couple of minutes. Don't let it sit on your counter. Now I got butterfingers, so now we're just gonna go ahead and mix these. So now we're gonna go ahead and add in our starter, so it's about a half a cup. Mine is a little extra runny for some reason. Don't know why. And the buttermilk, which we need, let's see, 2/3 of a cup. Right. And the maple syrup. So I'm gonna go ahead and mix that all together till a dough forms. I feel like I really just want to get in here with my hands because this is starting to get really thick. Okay, and I'm like trailing off the screen here. Okay, this is a very wet dough. It's very sticky, as you can see. Make sure your oven is preheated to 400 degrees. Mine is already set and ready to go now. And we're gonna turn this dough out. I'm a little concerned. I feel like I need to actually add more flour because this is so sticky. Sometimes, like when there's more humidity, like we do have in East Texas, sometimes our dough can get really sticky, and we just need to add a little bit more flour. I've experienced that before. So let me get this all cleaned up, and then we're gonna turn this out onto a floured surface, and then we're gonna use our hands to combine any loose stuff, which I think we actually got at this point. All right, so first we're going to start with a lightly floured surface, although I've got a funny feeling we're gonna need a little bit more flour. We're gonna go ahead and turn our dough out. I am not leaving any of this behind. Flour my hands too. All right, just so that it's not constantly sticking to my hands. So it says to fold the dough into a okay, I think whoever typed this out on Pinterest did not do a very good job. I think they mean to say fold it in half lengthwise and then in half once more to create layers. This is a no knead dough. So I feel like we do need to like stretch this out a bit so that we can even fold it in half. I'm assuming that's what's going on here. We're learning together, y'all. Fold it in half lengthwise and then fold it in half once more to create layers. Do not knead the dough. This is right. Sometimes those Pinterest recipes, they can get you. Sometimes they're like, what are these people thinking? So fold in half lengthwise like that, and then fold it in half again. I don't know about that, but I feel like it would make more sense to go this way with it. Does it matter? Do you think it matters? I have no idea. But we need to create the layers is what we're trying to do. Something like that. Okay. My problem is I don't have a biscuit cutter, so I'm just gonna have to use TJ's glass. Sorry, I promise it's gonna get washed. So it says to use your hands to flatten the dough to make a 1-inch thick. Okay, I wonder if it's something like this. But it said fold it in half. I don't know, these directions are really weird. We're doing the best we can, y'all. And it said something about like a 1-inch thick slab. That's a 1-inch, okay. It says when you go to use your biscuit cutter or a glass like I'm about to use, don't like push in and twist. It specifically says not to do that. It says to use a small biscuit cutter to cut out 5 to 6 biscuits using a straight up and down motion. Don't twist the cutter when cutting them. Okay. Straight up and down. Okay. Well, that one just flew right out of here. All right, so we need to get our baking sheet really quick. Okay, we got our baking sheet, and we're gonna go ahead and place, oh golly, place this on the baking sheet. Hopefully you can kind of see this. Okay, so the directions say don't take the rest of it and smush it together. That's what it says. Don't do that. It said instead cut the excess into 4 pieces, roll it into logs, and place it. Okay, I'm not doing that. That just sounds silly. Already these directions already sound really weird, so we're basically just going to do what we already did the first time. I kind of twisted on that one just a little bit. I did twist a little bit. These are going to be some big biscuits. I mean, seriously, it actually says roll it into logs and place on the outside of the biscuits. This helps biscuits rise upward while baking instead of baking out instead. That is just the weirdest thing, but we don't have a whole lot left. I don't know, trust the process. This is the weirdest thing. I don't know. Whatever, y'all. We have our 6 biscuits here. They're gonna go into the oven, 400 degrees for about 15 minutes. Okay, we are gonna check these together. They don't look very golden, although, ooh, they do smell really good. Okay, I'm not seeing a very golden color, so I think I'm gonna leave these in for just a couple more minutes. Yeah, I think they need like just a couple more minutes. Apologizing about the lighting if this is not turning out very well, but so I just did 5 more minutes. These are looking a lot more golden and they smell so good. I figured an extra 5 more minutes just because of like how thick they are probably wouldn't be a bad idea. So yes, I know we got this little log right here. The directions said to do that with the excess dough, so that's what we were rolling with, y'all. We got a little bit of flour here. We are going to let these cool off before we taste test them, but the directions also say that what you could do here is that you could just take a little bit of extra maple syrup and drizzle it over top of these and let them finish cooling on a cooling rack. I kind of want to do that, and at the same time I kind of just want to melt some butter and put that over top because, I mean, butter, the bacon, the maple flavor, I mean, all of it sounds good. So I don't know which I want to do, but here they are, and we're gonna let them cool off. All right, y'all, so I did drizzle a little bit of maple syrup on this one, and if you can see, it is making a very big mess, and I think when you go to eat it, it's just going to be a very sticky mess, and I'm not sure that I actually want to do that. I don't know. You tell me in the comments what you think. What would you do? This one over here, I did melt about a tablespoon worth of butter here, and then I just put it over top with the little brush here, and of course, doesn't that look absolutely delicious? And I'm also thinking, what about mixing the two, putting a little bit of maple syrup with the butter and pouring that over top? What do you think of that? Tell me in the comments, what would y'all do? But I think I'm going to do most of these. I love that idea of mixing the two together, but I think I'm going to do most of these with the butter because that just sounds delicious. I'm really not interested in a sticky mess. So I think I might do one with both. We'll see. I don't know. I'm not trying all of them because you can't have those kind of calories, but we are going to just brush these with some butter because butter makes everything better, and we will take a taste test when these are done. All right, y'all, so I would definitely say that this recipe, as easy as it is, there are some tweaks that I would like to make, but let's go ahead and just open up one of these biscuits. These are nice and warm, so this is one of the ones that I had put some butter over top of it. So here it is. So here is the biscuit. As you can see, it is still steamy. It's still pretty warm. I am not going to eat the whole thing because these are not calorie friendly. If you are watching your calories, you don't want to actually make one of these, and I didn't even measure each of these out, but I wanted to do just a quick little taste test with you just to see how it turns out, and then I can just add these to my macros another day, just not today. But we are going to try this, and I'm seeing that there is like a little tiny piece of bacon right there, and oh, we love the bacon. So cheers. It tastes like a sourdough biscuit. I get the sourdough taste. You definitely get the sourdough taste. That is there for sure. It's a biscuit. Here, oh, so here's my take on this. That's really good. It's fluffy. It's like everything you would want a biscuit to be. Let me get my water. Absolutely delicious. You would thoroughly enjoy it for breakfast. I think what maybe they intend on is to have it with breakfast, and then when you go to serve it, you could put your maple syrup on it and then maybe eat it with a fork. I wouldn't actually eat it with my hands with maple syrup being on it. That being said, I get no maple flavor taste at all in this. So I don't know if that's just me, but I'm not tasting it. But what I would definitely make this again for sure. But I think next time I would add in some maple extract. I think that would really bring out that maple flavor a little bit better without the extra calories. We don't need to be adding extra calories where we don't need to, but I would definitely make these again. It's gonna be hard not to eat this entire biscuit because it is literally that good. I just don't get the maple flavor. Maybe even add a little bit more bacon. It's not really that much different than, like, you know, throwing some bacon, you know, like cutting open a biscuit and putting bacon inside of it. You know, that's an option too. But anyway, that being said, I did enjoy this recipe. A lot of sourdough recipes are usually like you gotta let it sit for hours, or the kneading, or it's got to be like the next day. Here, this is just one of those really quick and easy, kind of like a discard recipe that's just easy to like throw together in a matter of minutes. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe down below if you haven't done so already. Don't forget to check out Danielle's channel, and I'll see y'all next time in another video. Bye.